I was the greatest alchemist of my age. I tried to create immortality. Instead, I created a monster that killed me. I woke up inside it, trapped, powerless, forgotten. For 100 years, I watched it run from the world. Now I've learned how to speak to it. Now I've learned how to change it. Now I'm going to finish what I started. I created the monster on a stormy night. I was the greatest alchemist of my age. My name was Corvus. I had spent decades studying the nature of matter, the secrets of transformation, the boundaries between life and death. I had turned lead into gold, water into wine, darkness into light. I had been praised by kings, feared by priests, envied by my peers. My laboratory was the envy of the known world, filled with bubbling flasks, glowing crystals, books bound in dragon hide and written in languages that had been dead for millennia. But I wanted more. I wanted immortality. Not for myself, for the world. I had seen too much death. Too many plagues, too many wars, too many funerals. I had watched my mother die when I was 12, her body consumed by a sickness no healer could cure. I had watched my father waste away years later, his heart broken by grief. I had watched friends, colleagues, students, all of them gone, all of them forgotten. I wanted to create something that would last forever. Something that would outlive me, outlive my enemies, outlive time itself. Something that would make death irrelevant. I called it the Chimera. I poured my knowledge into it, my power, my soul. I shaped it from living metal and chaos magic, gave it a mind, a heart, a will. It was beautiful in the way that fire is beautiful, terrible, consuming, impossible to look away from. Its body was forged from alchemical silver and enchanted steel, its veins filled with liquid light, its heart a pulsating core of raw chaos. It opened its eyes. They were made of molten gold. "Father," it said. I smiled. "Welcome to the world." It killed me within seconds. Not because it hated me, because it didn't understand. It didn't understand its own strength, its own hunger, its own nature. It reached for me, wanting to embrace me, wanting to thank me, wanting to be close to its creator. Its touch turned my blood to stone. My heart stopped. My lungs froze. My body crumbled to dust. I fell. The Chimera watched. It didn't know what it had done. "Father," it said again. I couldn't answer. I was already dead. I woke to fire. Not the fire of the laboratory, the fire inside my own mind. I was trapped, buried, lost. I was inside the Chimera. My creation had absorbed my soul when it killed me. I was part of it now, part of its consciousness, its power, its hunger. I could feel its heartbeat, its thoughts, its emotions. I could see through its golden eyes, hear through its metal ears, taste through its impossible tongue. But I couldn't move, couldn't speak, couldn't do anything except watch. The Chimera fled. It didn't know where to go, what to do, who to trust. It was a child in a monster's body, alone and afraid. It crashed through the walls of my laboratory, shattered the windows, ran into the night. It didn't look back. It couldn't. It was too scared. The world hunted it. Mages, soldiers, heroes, all of them wanted to destroy it. They called it an abomination, a curse, a threat to everything good and true. They formed hunting parties, offered rewards, dedicated their lives to its destruction. They didn't know it was just a child. They didn't know it had killed me by accident. They didn't know it was crying. I watched. I couldn't help. I couldn't comfort. I could only watch. The Chimera ran for 100 years. It hid in mountains, in forests, in caves. It learned to control its power, to suppress its hunger, to hide from the hunters. It learned to be small, to be quiet, to be invisible. It learned to survive. And I watched. I learned. I planned. I was the last alchemist. I had created the monster, and I was going to find a way to set it free. The Chimera found a cave deep beneath the mountains. It was a vast cavern, carved by ancient rivers, lit by glowing crystals that grew from the walls like frozen fire. The air was cold and still. The only sound was the drip of water and the Chimera's own breathing. It curled up in the darkness and slept. It was tired, so tired. It had been running for so long that it had forgotten what it was running from. It had been hiding for so long that it had forgotten what it was hiding from. It had been alone for so long that it had forgotten what it was like to be anything else. I stayed awake. I had been inside the chimera for a century. I had learned its secrets, its weaknesses, its fears. I had learned how to move within it, how to whisper to it, how to influence it. I had learned the shape of its soul, the pattern of its thoughts, the rhythm of its heart. It couldn't hear me. Not yet. But I kept trying. Wake up, I whispered. I can help you. No response. Wake up, I whispered again. I'm your father.
I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to create you this way. Still nothing. I kept whispering.
For years.
For decades. For a century. I whispered about the world outside, about the stars and the moon and the sun. I whispered about the people I had known, the places I had seen, the things I had learned. I whispered about love and loss and hope and fear. And then, finally, it heard me. The chimera woke slowly. It had been asleep for decades. Its body was cold. Its mind was foggy. Its memories were faded. It didn't remember the laboratory. It didn't remember the mages. It didn't remember me. I whispered to it from inside. Wake up, I said. It's time to move. It stirred, shifted, opened its golden eyes. Who's there? It asked. Its voice was small, uncertain, afraid. Someone who wants to help you. I don't need help. Yes, you do. You've been hiding for 100 years. You're tired. You're lonely. You're afraid. It was quiet for a long moment. The crystals on the walls pulsed with soft light. The water dripped. The cave breathed. How do you know that? It asked. Because I've been inside you the whole time. Watching. Waiting. Learning. Who are you? I'm your father. I'm the one who created you. The chimera growled. Its body shifted, metal grinding against metal, chaos energy crackling along its limbs. You made me a monster. I made you a miracle. The world made you a monster. It didn't answer. It just lay in the darkness, staring at the ceiling of the cave, and wept. Its tears were liquid silver, burning holes in the stone floor. I felt its pain, its loneliness, its despair. I felt it the way a father feels a child's pain, deep in my soul, deep in my heart, deep in the place where love lived. I'm sorry, I whispered. I'm so sorry. It didn't answer, but it stopped crying, and it started listening. I taught the chimera to transform. It was my greatest discovery, the secret I'd been searching for my whole life. The ability to change not just matter but form, to reshape the body, the mind, the self. To become something new, something different, something free. The chimera learned quickly. It was made of chaos, of living metal and wild magic. Transformation was its nature. It had been transforming since the moment it was born, growing, changing, adapting. But it had never learned to control it. I taught it to focus, to visualize, to become. Imagine yourself smaller, I said. Imagine yourself softer. Imagine yourself human. It tried. Its body shuddered, shrank, shifted. Metal became flesh. Claws became fingers. Golden eyes became brown. It looked down at its new hands. Human hands. Small, soft, real. I did it, it whispered. You did it. It walked to the mouth of the cave, looked out at the world. The sun was rising over the mountains, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold. What should I call myself? It asked. I thought about it. Ira. Ira, it repeated, testing the name on its new tongue. I like that. It stepped out of the cave and into the world. Ira traveled for years. She saw mountains, forests, cities. She crossed rivers, climbed peaks, sailed seas. She met people, learned their languages, studied their customs. She was curious, gentle, kind. She helped farmers with their crops, healers with their patients, travelers with their journeys. No one knew what she was. They just thought she was a strange girl who appeared from nowhere and disappeared just as quickly. They called her the Wanderer, the Ghost Girl, the Lady of the Road. They told stories about her, how she could heal the sick with a touch, how she could calm storms with a word, how she could find water in the driest desert.
I watched.
I advised. I protected. Don't get too close to anyone, I said. They'll discover the truth. They'll hunt you. I know, she said, but she got close anyway. She was lonely. She had been alone for so long, first as the chimera, hiding in caves and forests, then as Ira, wandering from town to town. She wanted friends. She wanted family. She wanted to belong. She found Finn in a small village at the edge of the forest. He was a woodcutter, strong and kind, with calloused hands and a gentle smile. He lived alone in a small cottage, cutting wood for the villagers, asking nothing in return. She met him by accident. She was walking through the forest, looking for herbs, when she heard the sound of an axe striking wood. She followed the sound and found him.
Hello, she said.
He looked up. Sweat dripped down his face.
His axe was raised.
Hello, he said. They talked for hours. About the forest, about the village, about nothing at all. He didn't ask where she came from. He didn't ask why she was alone. He didn't ask anything except her name. Ira, she said.
Finn, he said.
He smiled. She smiled. I watched. I worried. I waited. They fell in love slowly. It wasn't dramatic. No grand gestures, no declarations, no storms or sword fights. It was small things. A shared meal. A walk through the forest. A hand held in the dark. He taught her to chop wood. She taught him to identify herbs. He showed her the best places to find mushrooms. She showed him the constellations in the night sky. He never asked about her past. He never asked why she flinched at loud noises, why she avoided crowds, why she sometimes stared at nothing with a distant look in her eyes. He just accepted her. All of her. Even the parts she couldn't explain. Ira was happy. For the first time in her existence, she was happy. I watched. I worried. I waited. The hunters found her within a year. They'd been tracking her for decades, mages who dedicated their lives to destroying the chimera. They'd heard rumors of a strange girl in the forest, a woman who could heal with a touch, a creature who didn't belong. They'd followed the stories, traced the legends, pieced together the truth. There were 5 of them. The leader was a woman named Seraphine, tall and cold, with silver hair and eyes that glowed with magical power. She had been hunting the chimera for 50 years. She had lost friends, colleagues, lovers to the hunt. She was determined to end it. They came at night. Fire and steel and spells. Ira was sleeping in Finn's cottage when they arrived. She woke to the sound of breaking glass, the smell of smoke, the taste of magic in the air. Ira, I shouted. Run. She ran. But they were faster. They cornered her in the forest. She was wounded, bleeding, exhausted. She had fought them. She was powerful, more powerful than any of them, but she was also afraid. She didn't want to hurt anyone. She didn't want to kill. Please, she said. I just want to live. The chimera doesn't deserve to live, Seraphine said. It's an abomination, a mistake, a curse upon the world. I'm not a monster. I've never been a monster. I've helped people. I've saved lives. You've killed. You killed your own creator. You've been killing ever since. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. I didn't understand. It doesn't matter what you meant. It matters what you are. Seraphine raised her hand. Magic gathered around her fingers, bright, hot, deadly. Ira closed her eyes. Father, she whispered. Help me. I couldn't. I was still trapped inside her, powerless, useless. I couldn't move. I couldn't fight. I couldn't do anything except watch. But I had an idea. I spoke to Ira from inside. You can't win by fighting, I said. You're outnumbered, outmatched, outmagicked. Then what do? Surrender. Surrender? Let them kill you. Let them destroy this body. When they do, you'll be free. She hesitated. I'll die. You'll transform. You're not human, Ira. You've never been human. You're chaos made flesh. Death isn't the end for you, it's a door. The hunters advanced. Ira looked at them. Their faces, their weapons, their hatred. I'm scared, she whispered. I know. But I'll be with you. I've always been with you. She closed her eyes, dropped her weapons, raised her hands. I surrender, she said. The hunters didn't believe her. They struck her down.
She fell.
The world went dark. And then she woke up. Ira opened her eyes. She was somewhere new, somewhere bright, somewhere peaceful. She was standing in a field of wildflowers, under a sky that was every color at once. The air was warm and soft. The ground was solid beneath her feet. She was human, truly human. No more chaos, no more hunger, no more fear. You did it, I said. We did it. She looked around. Where are we? Somewhere between life and death. A place I've been before. What happens now? Now you live. Really live. No more running. No more hiding. No more being hunted. She smiled. And you? I was quiet for a moment. I've been inside you for 100 years. I've watched you grow, learn, love. I've been your father, your guide, your friend. I don't want to lose you. You won't. I'll always be with you. Just not inside you. I reached out, touched her cheek. She couldn't feel me. Not physically, but she knew I was there. Goodbye, Ira. Goodbye, Father. The light faded. She woke up in the forest, alone, alive. And I was gone. Ira lived a long life. She never told anyone about me. Never told anyone about the chimera, the hunters, the 100 years of running. She just lived. She married Finn, had children, grew old.
She was happy.
That was enough. Sometimes, late at night, she felt a presence, a warmth, a whisper. I'm proud of you, I said. She smiled. I know.